Hello everyone, welcome back to Elizaverse. Today's topic is, do I look like my sign? And I thought of doing this one because my little sister and I, who is a Scorpio, not an astrologer, but basically the same thing as you Scorpios know, she and I have this game where we pick a celebrity and we try to figure out what their main three signs are: their ascendant, their sun, and their moon. And usually we're within about 80%. This is usually a combination of a couple things, one of which is what their physical features are. All of the astrology signs are put in order of youngest to oldest, starting with Aries and then go all the way down to Pisces. If you are looking at somebody, the first thing that you're going to see in them is how they feel as far as age. An older sign usually looks older. A younger sign looks younger. Even when somebody's in their 50s, if they are a young sign like a Gemini, there's a youthful appearance to them. Take the chart not as linear, but as a circle. The oldest is going to be Capricorn. I know Capricorn is the 10th and not the 12th. However, as far as age goes, Capricorn is the oldest looking. As far as youthful, start out with Gemini being the youngest looking. Take Marilyn Monroe, for instance. There's those big Gemini eyes, that very open face that says, I'm bringing in information. Cancer also, those two to me just epitomize youth. If you look at an Aquarius or a Pisces, there's a look about them where they're an old soul, but they're also youthful. There's sort of a naivete and also wisdom at the same time. When you're looking at the elements, there's some traits that are across the board with them. Let's take fire, for instance. With fire, you're going to find a lot of redheads, like me. You're going to find red in their skin color. They've got like a rosy complexion, and you can feel that passion coming through their skin. They're very muscular, and then they often have really good butts. Like, fire is all about the butt. Butt, thighs, they've got like a really very muscular physique. Even if they're skinny, they're still gonna have some curves. And you can see this with J-Lo, who's a Leo. You can see this with Scarlett Johansson, who's a Sagittarius. Another thing about the fire signs is that they look like animals. There's something wild about them, untamed. Often you'll see this in their eyebrows, the shape of their eyebrows, the shape of their eyes gives that curve like a predator. Their faces are often shaped more like a heart. They often have a larger torso and shorter legs. Their body needs to look like it's aerodynamic. When they used to be cats on all fours, of course. Then next, let's go with the air signs. They're usually very slender, like the skinniest. Their frames, their bone structure is very slight. They can often be tall. And the whole thing about wearing glasses, I think this does hold true actually. An air sign has eyes like a bird. There's a lot of analyzing. Bright. They're bringing in information. If you look at celebrities, like take an Aquarius, Rosamund Pike, or Paris Hilton, or Jennifer Aniston, they have eyes that bring in a lot of light, and then it's like you can see the wheels turning. You can see the wheels of their brain beginning where their eyes end. They have that intellectual air about them. They're thinking things through. They look thought-provoking. Often have very beautiful lips and mouths. Air signs, they don't often have a lot of hair on their body, or they might be balding pretty early on. Usually air signs have larger heads because of their big brains. I don't know. Water signs. Water has the deep eyes, especially a Scorpio. Very soulful, like you feel they never end. They're a room of those mirrors that just continue on and on and on. That's a water sign's eyes. They just pull you in. There's this vortex that's just constantly churning. You can see their emotion in the depth of their eyes, because it is a water sign and their eyes are just made up of water, and I feel that you can really sense that their eyes have a life of their own. Water signs can also be a little heavier. The women have larger breasts. Feminine, very motherly, very maternal looking. And their faces are often cheeky and sexy because the eyes pull you in. The earth signs. These ones are the hardest to pick up on. The earth signs are very practical looking. They don't have the big lips of the air signs. They don't have the big eyes of the water signs. They just look very pragmatic. Smaller features. It's like they're planning a trip and they can only take 10 things with them, and so they're very particular about what they bring. There is an exception to this though, and that's Taurus. Tauruses can break this rule because they will be very powerful looking. They're the bulls, so they can be extra large, like they'll be super muscular, or they'll be a brick wall. like just massive. An earth sign, they look older, especially a Capricorn. I think of Maggie Smith. They look like they could easily run a whole country, no problem. There's sort of a strong jaw, a serious kind of stern look about them. Let's go through each sign and give specifics. So Aries, fox-like features. Their heads are like diamond shaped. Their eyes have this raccoon-like intensity of a predator, but they're attractive and sexy because they have that wild side to them. Taurus, built like a brick, a very squareness to their face. Adele, for instance, very strong look to a Taurus, capable and forceful, kind of headstrong. Gemini. Gemini has a playful smile, like dimples, and just a very cute, cupid, doll kind of look in their eyes. Sweet, playful, mercurial, young, youthful, big, wide eyes. Geminis are very pretty. You're drawn to their shining light.